All right. Can you hear me? Is the question. All right. If anybody is watching, can you tell me if you can hear me right now? Just giving it a few seconds. I'm not sure if everyone can hear me. All right, guys. Give a couple people a chance to join. We got started a little late here. I think we had a mix up with the time zone, so it is 6:42 here. I'm in Texas. Hoping some more people can jump on here. And if not, we'll give them a couple minutes and then we'll get started since we got started a little late. This is my first live stream with Godox, so bear with me if we have some technical difficulties. All right, let's get started here. I'm super excited to be presenting this. I think audio is the unsung hero of film production, so it's I'm excited to be here and excited for everybody that's wanting to jump in and start recording audio with their films and just their live streams and all those things. Super important. I'm Sheldon Chick. I'm a filmmaker. I'm mostly a generalist, is what I would call myself. I run camera. I like writing, producing, all those things. So, but I do end up running audio a lot on my projects. I've done anything from 200 to 300 crew 300 size crews to one man band stuff, and I know that there's a lot of clients, only give you the budget for the one man band. So it's important to find gear that's reliable, especially with audio and when shooting, you got to have good audio. So we'll go over the importance of that as I kind of go through this presentation. We're going to be talking about two specific products. The Godox MoveLink Mini 2.4 gigahertz, which is a great device. I say it's the audio device I didn't know I needed until they sent it to me, and I got to try it out. So I'm excited about that one. And then the other feature product is going to be the MoveLink 2. So if you're interested in those products and want to hear more about my personal experience with them, stick around and we'll kind of get into it here. All right. So just to help you get to know a little bit more about me, I am a filmmaker, as I said. I kind of got into filmmaking through music. So Yeah, I always say music was my first love. So audio was kind of my gateway into filmmaking. Um, I composed the original score for the movie Bomb City, which I also produced that film. That I'm super proud of that. I love all things audio. I love doing sound design. I love the whole gamut. I'm super into tech, so I love just good quality microphones and all that. I've been digging into that stuff since I was a teenager. So I'm really into it. This first picture here is just kind of a sample. This is me in 2012 running sound on a short film. I'm not super short. That guy's like 6'8". That's a good friend of mine, but he's a really big guy. But that was me running audio all the way back in 2012. And then here's a picture of me from 2017. I was a producer on the movie Bomb City, which I also scored. This is me just talking to the DP. Really proud of that film. If you get a chance to go check it out, super proud of the work everybody put in on it, and just really what we accomplished with a smaller budget, and just it was grassroots and DIY. And if you have a chance to check it out, I think it may be streaming on like Paramount Plus or even Amazon Prime still. And this is a interview. Just I took this shot on my phone the other day. It's just a interview setup. We were doing some interviews, and that's kind of the gamut of what I do. I love the creative stuff. I love the narrative stuff, but I am a working filmmaker. I shoot a lot of interviews. I shoot a lot of B-roll stuff. I want to be able to create from the ground up. So I've learned many disciplines along the way just to make sure that the projects, do come through with all the things they need. So a lot of times, you have to be the editor, you have to be the colorist, you have to be the audio guy, and just learning each of those disciplines and making sure that you have the tools in your bag to accomplish what your goals are. So super important. Cool. And so another place, if I look kind of familiar, if you watch a lot of the Godox stuff, I am a key contributor to the Godox production series. I primarily run the second camera, so I film, the lot of it, all the BTS stuff, and I capture all the audio on that too. And that's a really, it's a lot of running and gunning. We talk two camera. We also film audio on set, as you can see in the picture over here to the right, top right. I'm lucky enough. I've been working with Jamie for years. So I'm lucky to, help him out as he hosts that show. And, you may have even seen me in there pulling focus or doing one of those jobs that I really enjoy all the jobs, and like audio just happens to be one of those. Good morning from Indonesia. Good morning in Indonesia. It is the evening here in Dallas, Texas. Awesome. Well, thanks everybody for coming out. I'm going to kind of get more into what we all came for, less about me and more about, the gear and just the importance of sound in making things happen. Okay. So, you can have amazing footage, great set design, beautiful performances, and all these things rely on great audio to support them. So whether you're shooting an interview or a narrative feature, audio should always be at the top of the discussion. Having a great shot with bad audio can ruin a production. It's super important. Bad audio is more likely to turn an audience member away than bad footage. And I say that not as a stone cold fact. Everyone's a little bit different, but I know that many people have sat and watched. You'll watch really old footage, old documentary footage, and all that. But if the voiceover or the audio of the person being interviewed had a lot of noise in it, or was whistly, you would probably turn that show off before pixelated footage or old footage. I think it's just kind of, we've gotten used to adapting ourselves to over the years of how footage has, it's obviously gotten better, but a lot of footage back in the day was shot on little camcorders. But if you have bad audio, it's going to take a ton away from a production. So even if you're filming on your phone, it's really important to still have quality audio gear. And we're going to get into the products here in a minute, and I'm super excited about showing you this one. Like I said, it was the product I never knew I needed. So and I'll try to keep up with the comments here. It kind of covers half my screen. Hello from Canada. Evening. Good everything. I like that. I like that too. Good everything from Canada. Good evening from Canada. It looks like you're in the evening too with me. So it's always fun. All right, so let's step to the next slide. These pictures here, this is a lot of what you're going to see is from the Godox production series stuff. So we do a lot of the lighting tutorials and stuff. And I was saying I shoot all that, and each of these individual screenshots are from that series. So hopefully now that we're moving into the audio stuff, I'll be able to incorporate a little bit more audio knowledge into the production series, and maybe kind of do some offshoot stuff, talking to all you audiophiles out there, and really get to see the gear in action. That's, to me, that's the most important thing. The price entry on this stuff is great. So if you want good audio, you're in the right place. And so, the title of this course is how to start your media career with a wireless microphone. And so it's an interesting title to me, because if you are starting a media career, it's really going to be a necessity to have a good wireless microphone. So, I'm going to try to start, like, just talk a little bit about, my experiences, what we do to capture good audio, what is imperative. But I think, with audio, it's not like lighting. There's not a bunch of creativity. You just got to have a good, solid product that you can rely on and that works. And there's a lot of different scenarios for different audio pieces. As seen here, this is the MoveLink 2, which we'll get more. We're going to get more into the product details as we go. I'm going to break down a little bit more what these do. Hello, Eloy. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for joining me, guys. I'm really excited to be here. This is really, kind of new for me. So I haven't done these live streams before. I did actually get to help Jamie Jameson on I call him Jamie. So yeah, Jameson on the MG 1200 buy. I helped him out with that live release. So this is kind of my first foray into the live stuff. So if you guys bear with me here, may have some hiccups, and we'll see if my dog makes a random appearance or not. So that we'll see how that goes. Okay, so yeah, whether you're starting, a cooking channel, sports vlog, or a high-end studio, having the right tools for great audio will become a necessity. It'll become a necessity almost immediately to me. Adding a wireless microphone to your kit will enhance the quality of your product. And so, how to start your media career with a wireless microphone. I think, there's twofold. This is a twofold thing. Luckily, we're in the era of everybody has a good camera in their pocket with their smartphone. So to me, since you've already made that investment into your smartphone, the next step I would take if I'm trying to create content would be to buy a wireless lav. Like I promise you, you're going to need it. If you film something, if you have a DSLR, or you have a new mirrorless camera, and you go out there and you film something and you go back and you use the inboard microphone on your camera, you're going to be disappointed with the product. And you're going to be really disappointed when you see how affordable these mics are and what you can, how big the quality jump is from what you're hearing on just from the camera mic. There's so many instances where I'm watching stuff on YouTube or even on Facebook, and just the audio, the phone's okay from right when you're holding it real close to your face, the audio is okay. You get kind of used to that. But man, once you hear the difference of having a good microphone plugged in to your camera or to your phone, even, it makes a huge difference. So you'll really start having more confidence in yourself and in your product once you start to hear that professional level of audio that starts to match the quality that the phones and the cameras nowadays are putting out. So my advice for anyone beginning this journey, and they want, you got your phone or you got a cool new camera, you go pick up a wireless lav. You're talking, not even $200 entry to get a good lav, and it'll be so worth it. For me, my advice to anyone is just get started. So there's always going to be, I've been doing this for almost 15 years now, and there's always going to be a piece of gear that you feel like you need to keep creating. You need it. You gotta. If I would do better if I had this camera, or if I had this light, or if I had that. But you're always gonna have that stuff, no matter how much gear you accumulate. You're always gonna have that. So my advice of how to get your career started: get your phone. Save up a couple $100s. Get a wireless lav and get out there and start creating. Whether you're hosting a show, or whether you're writing some content and filming it, you'll learn so much just being out there and utilizing what you have available. And thanks to Godox and the awesome affordability of their products, and the really the quality of build of the stuff you're getting at the price. When I started, there was nothing out there like this. So I was coming in at, to get good audio gear, I was coming in at least $1,000 just to get close to going. But nowadays, man, with the built-in preamps on the cameras, everyone has the iPhone 14. The camera is amazing. And then you get, $150 or $200 for a nice lavalier kit, and you're ready to start creating. So that's my biggest advice of how to start your media career. Get your camera, whatever camera is available. Everybody should have a camera available, and then get a wireless lav. And now you can start creating. Now you can start writing narrative stuff. You can go out and interview people. So you'll see as I get further into these products. I think someone did ask a question here, Rafi. I think one of the big improvements I saw that I noticed was that the distance has expanded from I think it was 50 meters originally to 100 meters. I would have to go back in. I really hadn't done a compare and contrast. I did not have the MoveLink 2 before, or the 1 before the 2. So the first product that I received was the MoveLink 2. Super easy to work with. I'm sure if you have the MoveLink 1, you could kind of do a spec breakdown. I don't have the specs listed in front of me, but there's probably some nuance. I know that I did, just glancing over the MoveLink 1, the first generation, and the MoveLink 2, is that the heads up display on it was what seemed a little more fluid, and a little bit easier on the eyes, quick to reference, which I'll kind of get into that too. But yeah, just break it down, look on their website. There's so much information on these two out there, and I haven't necessarily done the compare and contrast of those two units themselves. But thanks for the question. Keep firing them at me, and I'll answer them if I can, and if not, hopefully I can point you in the right direction and get you some good information. All right, so let's see what I do here. All right, so here's the first product we're going to talk about is the MoveLink Mini. I'll say this again. This is the microphone I never knew I needed. So Godox was kind enough to send one over to me for me to try out and kind of get out there and use it a little bit. And man, oh man, this thing is so cool, and it's so fast to get up and running. It's an omnidirectional voice mic. I'm going to go through these key features here, and I'll keep expanding because I was excited about this, this product in general, and I think it's super cool and super useful. And the 360 omnidirectional microphone voice pickup. It's perfect for live streaming and vlogging and more. So if you're running, the single, you just want to get your YouTube channel started and start creating, man, such a good price point to get, quality audio. It's not an external lav. So the transmitter itself is in the ultra small lightweight clip. You clip on the collar to work as a wireless lav. So the microphone is built into the clip. It pairs immediately out of the box. They're really, really not invasive as far as just it holds on your collar, no problem. For a minute there, you don't even notice it's on, to be honest. The 100-meter line of sight transmission distance works perfectly indoors and on site. So I think it's pretty awesome. I have a little video here. Hopefully I'll play it here in a second, where I did some tests with that, just walking around talking. And it's pretty impressive. Hopefully the audio comes through on this. I haven't tried it yet. This is my first live stream. So The MoveLink Mini you can use for cameras. So, it does come, if you look in this picture right here, it comes with the additional TRS ports that do plug straight into your camera. So it is, I mean, at that price point too, if you want to plug it straight into your camera. And obviously Godox is, they're kind of filling in their line a little bit as far as there's different levels of wireless systems. I'm going to talk about the MoveLink Mini here, and then I'll step up to the next one, which is the one we talked about, is the MoveLink 2. The Mini, you can plug it directly into your camera though. It's so awesome. This little receiver right here, it has an interchangeable mount. Not to the Minis. So the Minis don't have the wireless the wired lav system. So if you want the wired lav system, you're going to have to go up to the MoveLink. I like the noise cancellation, honestly. I don't know that it's kind of a redundancy, but just noise cancellation feels more direct to me. Yeah, I think it is, kind of confusing in itself. Noise cancellation, it's very obvious. I think you throw it on when you're in a loud environment. Hopefully, you're able to either check back on your audio or listen in through a set of headphones. I know every situation is different, and sometimes you're not able to monitor your audio. Hopefully, you have a chance to do some playback. The noise reduction is good though. It is a very capable noise reduction, and I'm not sure about the safety mode, to be honest with you. So I maybe had these units for a couple of weeks, and then I booked a shoot, and it was all B-roll, of course. So I didn't even get a chance to use the lavs on that shoot, and then so I've just done some tests myself, and I'm hoping to get them and really push them to their limits over the next month, and hopefully we get to start incorporating them more into the Godox production series. I'm really excited about that. Just kind of getting those units out there and testing them. So, hello from Bolivia, or buenas noches, as my bad Spanish Texas accent comes out in my Spanish. All right, and so where was I at here? The mute level and gain at the press of a button, that's super nice on these, and the portable charging case. These charging cases are incredibly awesome. Now, they're not battery installed charging cases, which I actually prefer. They do have to be plugged in to charge. I actually prefer that. I know you're thinking, wow, well, you could charge on the case, but I don't find those charging cases to be incredibly reliable. I think plugging it in gives me the peace of mind knowing that I have a wired connection charging these units. And it holds a charge for I think I'll get into that. It was I think the Mini was 8 and 6 hours. So you're talking, I mean, that's a full day of using these things. So the batteries are built into the Mini. So no battery, no, the batteries are built into the Mini, but not into the charging box. Does that make sense? So they have internal batteries inside of the audio units, obviously, because you're charging them, and the charging box does not have a battery itself. Maybe I may be talking about, let me see this here. No, you are correct. He's actually correct. The Mini, I was talking about the MoveLink 2 that doesn't have the battery in the charging box. You're right. You're correct. Yeah, it does. You're correct. So I was talking about the MoveLink 2, not the Mini. So the Mini does actually have the battery in the charging box. So I'll touch on that again when I get to the MoveLink Mini. The dual channel can record 2 people at the same time. I thought this was awesome. Because a lot of times people are out there just going and interviewing people on the streets, and how awesome is it to have these mics and this professional audio just ready to go. Honestly, just you can like if you're planning on being Mr. Beast, or whoever you're planning on getting out there, to have these just at hand, and throw them on your subject if you run into somebody, if you're doing some street stuff that it's a lot of a lot of good quality audio to be had out there if you just take a mic with you. Just take a mic with you. Okay, yeah. Here's the lithium ion batteries. The full charge is 6 hours for the receiver and 8 hours for the transmitter. So you're getting a great runtime out of that. And as Rafi brought to my attention, the box does charge, which you can see it actually right here. It's lit up once I opened it. So I didn't even notice that before. I was so excited to get them on my phone. I don't know the built-in battery, obviously. Hello from Guatemala. I don't know because obviously I didn't even know it had one a while ago. But yeah, it does have one. I'm not sure the capacity on it. Uh, I'm sure you can find that too on the Godox website if you just kind of look into it. All right, so I'm going to go to my next page and talk a little bit about these omnidirectional microphones. Omnidirectional microphones are microphones that pick up sound with equal gain from all sides or directions of the microphone. That means that whether a user speaks into the microphone from the front or back or left side, the microphone will record the signals with equal gain. That's in contrast to shotgun mics, which pick up sound with high sensitivities from the specific side. So it's a little different. Hopefully most lavaliers at this level are going to, give you an omnidirectional thing. Omnidirectional microphones are advantageous over unidirectional microphones, and they allow greater flexibility in the directionality of sound pickup. User can speak into any side of the microphone, and it will still pick up a good gain from all sides. That's just a great feature, because when you're clipping it on your shirt. Let's see if just when you clip it on your shirt, you just kind of throw it on here, and people mess with stuff, man. Every time you put a lav on people, they start to mess with it, or their shirt falls or their tie, but you're still going to get a really good signal. It doesn't have to be pressed right up here, so as long as it's within this area, you're getting a pretty wide range of pickup to where you're. Let's see if I can get in there quick. All right, and now I'm excited about the box charging. Yeah, so the omnidirectional, I feel like it's just a great feature of a lav mic in general. Where at Godox are definitely going in that direction. These do pick up good quality audio, so super excited. So I'm going to go now. Hopefully this video plays. I'm not sure if you can hear it or not. We will find out. This is a kind of just a quick range test I did to show you just how good these sound and like how good they pick up audio. Sweet. So there you have it. That's oh, no sound. Dang it. Dang it. I knew it. I knew it wasn't gonna have sound. Anyway, so I'll kind of explain the video. I recorded on the mic and I walked all the way back and all the way forward. I didn't know. I'm new to streaming, guys, so I haven't done many live events, so I apologize. Uh I don't know if I can get it to play sound or not. So I will skip it for now. And just trust me when I say that I was talking during that video with the mic on and it picked up all the way as I walked off into the distance. That's good to know though. So I wonder if there's a way to run sound. All right, thanks Hans. You are my my light in the darkness. So I was kind of flying blind there. And now I know not to show my other video. So the visuals will pick up. Cool. So I'm going to kind of move into what, the way I was set up and how I was shooting. So this is my phone. I have the MoveLink Mini. It's an iPhone 14, and when I'm just kind of going around or I'm on vacation, I like to take a gimbal just because I'm a camera. I'm a camera. I'm a gear guy. I love gimbals. I love camera gear. So I have a gimbal for my phone. Um, and putting my phone on this gimbal, it's my phone's pretty heavy now. The iPhone 14's it's the Pro, so it has a lot of glass in the lenses and stuff. And so adding the Move Link, it kind of actually helped out with the balance of the gimbal, but it was no problem adding this to the gimbal setup. Uh, and with the quality that phones have made over the years, the iPhone 14, the quality is amazing. And now, like I said, this was the item I never knew I needed, but now that I plugged in the Godox mics to it, I have great audio on my videos too. So it's just such a handy kit to have for for even for yourself personally, if you're just trying to get started doing some stuff, even if you're just filming, some home videos or some interviews with some family or some cool things like that. This is just such a great kit to have. It's really lightweight and it floats on the gimbal. So here's play that. That one has no audio, but you can see it. The gimbal works with it no problem. So look, and my dog made an appearance just right on cue. So hello, HR Films. All right, we got a few people watching now. I'm excited. Just kind of to reiterate, I'm Sheldon Chick. I'm a filmmaker generalist. I got into filmmaking through through the audio world. I was a musician and I've, composed music and I've done sound design. And now I make my, most of my living doing commercial work. I've, produced feature films. And in my circles, we call it WIT, whatever it takes. That's the position. So that's how I got into recording audio and stuff. So just to kind of reiterate for all those, new people that have jumped onto the broadcast. Yeah, so it's great for gimbals. This is a super light setup. I really enjoy having it now that I do have it. And here we go. We're going to move on to the next one. So creating on the go with the MoveLink Mini. So this is, some scenarios I built out. I tested. I would show you the interview, but now we know the audio doesn't work. So I'll skip it and just trust me when I say it worked out great. This is both of us are wearing the MoveLink Mini in this first photo. And the audio was great. It picked up both signals great. I never had a problem with it. So this is I really like the fact that this kit comes with 2 receivers. I think that's super important, and it's awesome to have not 2 receivers but 2 transmitters and 1 receiver. 2 transmitters to 1 receiver is awesome. So you're getting 2 mics. They pair so easily that they kind of do all the work for you. And I've run Sennheiser systems and I've run a lot of different systems, and sometimes pairing those mics can be a pain because sometimes you'll get them on somebody and then you got to open the unit and take the transmitter and get it real close to it and all those things. But these little clip-ons are fast and easy, and so you're not gonna have to bother your subject to take off the whole system and take it out, the law to unstring a lav and all that. But it's really nice for run and gun and just not be very invasive to your subject. A lot of times if you're trying to do pickup interviews, just to random people on the street, anything invasive will stop down their wanting to be a part of it. So if you're walking down the street and you're just trying to get some opinion interviews and you're like, oh cool, well let me put this lav on you or let me hold this microphone in your face, those things I feel like are problems. But if you're like, hey man, do you want to do an interview, and you can just hand them a clip and be like, yeah, just clip it on your shirt right here and you're good to go. You're talking milliseconds. So everybody's time is important to them. And especially if you're doing that sort of thing, it's great to have those two mics ready to go. You could even put them on 2 subjects. If you're not doing an interview, you can have 2 people talking to your camera at once and you're still going to get good quality sound. So the second is for tutorials. I feel like this is probably the like going to get the most use, just for if you're starting, I know everybody's got a TikTok and there's a lot of people streaming out there, and I actually know that the number one stated job in kids nowadays, when they ask them what they want to be, it's not astronaut or fireman, it's a streamer. So a lot of people are looking to come into the streaming world, and I feel like just getting started, you can invest in this microphone kit. If you're wanting to do tutorials, how-tos, start, if you just want a little bit better quality on your TikTok stuff, this is great. The Mini does not have a battery level. It doesn't have the intuitive screen, so that the display screen is going to be on the next one up, but the battery life is slated at 6 hours. I haven't put it on the transmitters. I haven't put it to the test, as far as I haven't run 6 straight hours of audio on it, but it doesn't have an indicator. It may have it. The light turns blue when you're paired, so I'm not sure if even the light would start to indicate when the battery is getting low or not. So I haven't really pushed it all the way down to check that, but that's a good question, Han. So I really appreciate it. So if you're starting your channel and you just need a good mic. It's I think the kit's what now? It's on B&H right here. I have it pulled up. It's $129. So you already have your phone. If you save $129, go ahead and get this kit, and you have no more excuses to not start creating content. That's what I say. So, and then everything else you can raise up with your channel, and things you'll get better cameras, you'll get better equipment. That's just the nature of creating. So once you start just getting started, you need that small investment into some good audio, and with your phone is, if you have a good phone camera, you're ready to go. There's nothing that's going to separate you from getting creative at that point. The next scenario I had was just streaming games. That's something I do. This is actually me at my gaming setup. So I don't stream online very much for Twitch, but I watch so many streamers playing games, and this is a great mic for that. So in my use case scenario, I would just go ahead and clip it so I could record the audio separately and have a feed and have a little bit more control of my feed than other than the live stream. So there's a lot of uses for this. It's super handy to have in your phone, and like we were talking about earlier, if in case you just joined us, you can plug it into just a camera as well. So it actually will plug right into a camera or right into a computer too. So let me see if I can get to this next screen so we can all see. It's the Mini has been designed into two versions: the Mini UC for USB-C and the MoveLink Mini LT for Lightning devices. So essentially, your Android device, Samsung, Sony, you could use the USB-C, which is the UC unit, or for your iPhone devices, all the way, from iPhone 8 all the way through anything that has the Lightning, you get the MoveLink Mini LT for Lightning devices. Both of them have interchangeable connectors for TRS and TRRS devices. So if you want to plug it into a camera, that's what you're going to be using, is just the connector for the TRS or the TRRS, whichever it takes. And you can even plug it into a phone through the audio jack like that. So that's what the TRRS device connection does, making it possible to work seamlessly with smartphones, tablets, laptops, camcorders, and other devices. So there's a lot of functionality and a lot of power in such a small little box at such a great price. And my favorite thing is that they have all these colors. So I think, for me, the black was just practical. But I do see a lot of use case for the white. If you feel like, if you're doing weddings and you want to throw it on a bride, maybe it'll be more concealed. There's, maybe that's, a direction you go, or if you want to match, just get one of each and match them to your outfit so they look less intrusive. But there is, the options of colors, and maybe you're just a more fun person and you like turquoise or pink. A lot of people are fun. Maybe you want it to match your phone, but there is options in color, and that's really cool of Godox to give us those options to kind of express ourselves, So okay, now I'm going to step into the MoveLink M2 part 2. Okay, so the MoveLink 2 M2. So basically the M2 means that there's two transmitters. I do like the colors too, HR Films. I think it's just a cool option. And guys, feel free to shoot questions out if you're, if you have any questions just about me or my background or about the devices themselves. I'll try to answer as many as I can. I've done, a lot of research and I've played with these things, but, I'm not much of a tech specs guy. And sometimes, you guys will have questions that I'm like, that is a good question, and now I need to know the answer, and now I'll know too. So you're sharing your curiosity helps my knowledge too. So I appreciate all the questions out there. All right, so let's kind of talk about the key features of the MoveLink 2. Again, you're going to have the 360-degree omnidirectional microphone, the intuitive display, and I'll touch on that in a minute. I really like this. I feel like this is once you step into more of a professional realm, having that intuitive display. I'll kind of touch on how I use it once we get to that slide, but I think the display is ultra important, and they have a really nice, sleek display on this unit. 3.5 millimeter audio port for real-time monitoring. Another key to recording professional audio is you got to get those headphones on, because a lot of times you're going to hear, just having those headphones on, you'll hear things that other people can't hear, and you'll notice things. Just monitoring your audio, so important. So there's two use cases that I have, because there's not always going to be a case where you want to walk around with headphones on. I get it, and the intuitive display kind of helps you out with that. So I'll touch on that too. Dual channel, can record two people at the same time. Mono or stereo for optional track separation. So you can actually record both of these and separate them in post, and that is cool too. So now you're talking about, you're interviewing two people. Sorry for that. You're interviewing two people, and one is louder than the other. Now you're going to have the option to record those onto that stereo track separately, and you can separate them and control their levels in post production. Let's go. 100 meters transmission on this unit too. I would play my super cool video about image transmission, but we all know that you can't hear it. But we already did that. So yeah, the video doesn't have audio on this thing. Give me a sec. I'm going to take a drink of water here. All right. Click on pairing key in the charging box to connect the items immediately. So yeah, there is a key for pairing. They pair really fast. They recognize each other. They are really, it's so easy to pair. I've spent so much time pairing wireless lavs, so that with the units, and you have to hold them close together and make sure the things lined up. And I know some of you have had to do that in the past. So this is really exciting for me to just be like, oh great, they're paired, and to know they're paired by the light. I really like that. I like that I can look at the light, and when it's blue on the unit, I know that they're paired, and that's awesome. So visual keys are pretty important to me, because a lot of times I'm doing the all-man show, right? So I'm running sound, and I'm running camera, and I'm running all these things. And so when I'm running camera and I'm watching camera, my eyes do a lot of things. So I'll go from making sure I'm in focus first, and then making sure I'm still recording, because you never know when your camera's going to cut out. I go and make sure that all my settings are correct. I'm making sure that I'm not running a slow frame rate or a high frame rate on an interview or something, because I just check all those things, and now I can look down at my log and make sure with a glance that it's capturing signal, especially if I'm not monitoring it. Anyway, those visual cues are what I think are important. I'm going to get more into that intuitive display here in just a second. Rechargeable lithium-ion battery, one full charged continuous running transmitter up to 10 hours, and receiver up to 8 hours. So you're getting a little boost here with these in the time that you have recording. 8 hours is a lot of time. The MoveLink Mini does have volume control. So they have volume control on the units, but not on the receiver. So yeah, they both have volume control on them, and you can dB. I don't know for sure the amount of dB control. Best place, let me get any headphone jack on the Mini. Yeah, there is a headphone jack. That's what we were talking about earlier. So not on the Mini. Sorry, you asked about the Mini. I'm going to get these confused. So on the MoveLink 2, there's a headphone jack, but there's not a headphone jack on the Mini, the unit itself. Where's the best place to out? Man. Yeah, so I mean, I think I'm going to kind of get your question here, Hans. They what is the best place to out them and have, they look kind of big. So I would, in those scenarios where you're not in a hurry, they come in the kit with the lavs, so you can just throw a lavalier on and they look really nice. It's just a really good lav. Like there's a hundred different scenarios for. Gotcha. Now it's making more sense. I like it. It's coming together. So yeah, there's like for these are great little lavalier packs. So you plug the mic right into the top, and you run the lavalier up the shirt, and now you're talking more of an unvisible. I understand these units are bigger, so you don't want, maybe, in your professional video, I've seen commercials where they had these on there, and I can see that, it's very noticeable. So, if you're just doing some YouTube street stuff, this is great, but you don't want this in your professional interview for your documentary. I get that. That's why they come with the lavs, and the lavs plug right in, and now you have a very small receiver, which so small. I've had, many a nightmares putting the big clunky receivers on someone's belt, and then they crush it and they sit on it. So I've gone through a lot of those, lavalier transmitter problems when you're attaching them to talent. But these really small, clip them on a belt, clip it in the pocket, no problem. And they're really small, and I understand that you can plug a lav right into it. So that's exciting. And they do have the advanced noise canceling at the press of a button. So I haven't got to dig too far into the noise canceling. I did, test it out a little bit, and it seemed to be working, but I just wasn't in an environment that I felt like was going to give me, like, I didn't get to test it, in the heat of a tough situation. I just kind of recreated a situation, and I felt like it was doing a good job. I would love to get out there. I like it to be organic when I'm testing things. So I want to be in a real life scenario. And I just, over the last couple of weeks, the one shoot I had for 5 straight days was pretty much just a B-roll grab for 5 days of capturing B-roll, no audio. I was like, man, I have these move links I want to use, but the rest of the time I'm shooting interviews and stuff. But just when I need it, that's when I'm not doing it. So next up, I'm going to show you the intuitive display here. So if you've seen these, they're up on the website. These pictures, a lot of them I pulled from the website, but just so I can talk to you about how awesome it is to have the decibel readout right here on the receiving unit, and the decibel level of how much gain you're giving each microphone. Each mic does have its own readout, and they all have the battery life, which we talked about on the mini not having, but these do have it. So, this is a little bit of a bigger step into the professional world. And if you're wanting to do, this is not, these are not just for streamers and, tutorials at home and stuff like that. This is the next level of quality, professional audio. So you're gonna see it. And for the price jump, I think it was worth it, just so you have the optional lavaliers and all those things. So, unless you're just planning on plugging into your phone, everybody's going to have their own entry point, whatever it takes to get you out there creating. So, it's just, these lavs are nice, as far as quick and painless to set up. They pair easily. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the mono stereo. You're getting two different, like you can see it right here, it's on mono right now, but at the press of a button, you switch it to stereo, and then you have two separate lines. The coolest thing about these two, I go through so many AA batteries with audio gear. Just, I have receivers and transmitters, and then I have recorders, and then so I carry a giant thing of AA batteries just for my audio gear, and these eliminate the need for batteries. They have internal batteries, and I'm excited to have them in my kit for that reason. So I never have to overstress. Like, there's been times where I've run out of batteries on set, and I thought I had enough, but I had to go to a gas station, or a close convenience store to get batteries, and it's not a good look. So having them be able to charge them on set is awesome. And even if you wanted to buy 2 units just so you can swap them out, that's, I'm a backup person, so I kind of take with me 2 of everything, just because I know how important and how big productions get. When you're on a big production, it's super important that they're paying so many people to be there. You don't want to have a device fail on you, and then the whole shoot have to shut down, and you have 30 or 40 people that are all on payroll standing around waiting because you didn't do your job. So if you put 2 of these in your kit, now you have two reliable sources of lavalier audio ready to go, and you won't have to worry about batteries. You won't have to worry about malfunctioning because you have to, and they're priced where that is not a big ask, honestly. So just for the peace of mind, myself, I like to take two things. I have two microphones, I have two recorders. Anyway, moving on. I'll move on from the intuitive display. What I do like about the display, having the display, is whenever you're running it like a gimbal or you're filming, say you're at a wedding and you don't want to wear headphones the whole time, this is so nice because you can look down and make sure you're still getting signal and it's coming into your camera. So the visual checks are important to me. It's part of my process, and I think having the screen is awesome. I don't know if you can turn it off. I does. It's not very bright. It does go to a sleep mode, so it kind of dims itself out. So you would have to touch it again to now that I think about it after using it. So it goes to a like it's not. It does. The device doesn't go to sleep, but the screen does. So the screen kind of dims out for you. So you just have to touch it again to check it. If that answers your question. So again, this is a two-person. It's one of my favorite features is switching from the mono to stereo, two separate channels. In so many different cases, one subject will be loud while the other subject is soft-spoken. I kind of touched on that earlier. You see them wearing them here and they're hooked up to the camera there. The unit's hooked up to the camera there. Here's another thing, another slide, this next slide. This is my camera. I film on the Komodo, and I do a lot of gimbal work. So my typical workflow involves a lot of gimbal work. The small form factor makes the MoveLink a perfect companion. The clip on the receiver is made to fit safely into the hot shoe mount. The lightweight of the unit means it won't throw off your balance. Run and gun with a gimbal for documentary or live event coverage without compromising great audio. So I see this a lot where, if you want to do moving shots or you want a lot of gimbal stuff, it's nice to have this unit because I've never been able to attach a lav running directly into my camera without a cumbersome receiver. So I was never going to put that receiver on this small, fast gimbal setup. But now, as you can see in this picture, this is my camera. That's my dog back there. And you can see the light, the light form factor and how easy it is to film. Hold on just 1 second. Give me 1 second here. This is funny. Give me 1 second. I'm going to reply to Godox here. So I jumped in here and started the stream here. Okay. Let's see. All right, and another use case. So aside from gimbals, the gimbal stuff is fun. That's an important use case. Let me make sure I didn't get any questions. How's it going? Move on. Weddings. So weddings. Running audio at weddings is not fun. So when I pulled out this kit out of the box, I immediately thought of how great it would be for wedding videographers. The small transmitters combined with the included lavs give you great audio in a discrete package. The receiver and transmitter pair quickly, and it has the visual light, which I told you, and you'll be able to mic the bride and groom with ease. So the separate audio tracks give you maximum control in loud environments, as well as the noise reduction functionality. The long-lasting internal batteries give you plenty of life for the entire day of shooting. So this is this is what I think, man, this is the bread and butter of a lot of people is weddings. So I think these units will really serve a great purpose. I just feel like the small form factor in the receivers and the transmitter, just with the transmitters, you can hook them discreetly. I mean, a lot of times, where are you going to put a lav on a wedding dress? It's hard to find its place. But with these tiny receivers, you could probably, just do some moleskin tape and tape it to her back, and then you're good to go. And she's, she's not worried about it, and you get that great audio that you've been craving the whole time. Let's see here. Yeah, just weddings are a great use case for these microphones. So compatibility. So these there's a picture here of the MoveLink M2 Part 2. And just the compatibility of this unit. You can plug it into your phone, you can plug it into an iPad, a computer, or your camera directly. So I would use this kit more to plug directly into my camera personally. If I was going to do the phone, I would probably just go ahead and get the LT for my phone, the mini. I like the form factor of that thing on my phone too. But this is a great unit. If you can only get one, this one will push you a little bit more into a professional realm. You get to two transmitters, two windscreens. Their windscreens are awesome, by the way. A lot of windscreens for these smaller mics, they fall off or they don't. But Godox, the click-ins are really great. USB Type-C cable. You get the MoveLink receiver, the two transmitters, and the two lavalier. It does come with the lavs, and so some of the other units you're going to see out there don't even come with lavaliers, which I think is, you know, is a great step to add the lavalier. You get it in the package. It's part of the kit. You're not, once you start adding items on outside, that's whenever prices get really interesting, because when you buy cameras a lot of times, you're like, oh, great, the camera's only this much. But then the auxiliary costs to just get it up and running, kind of blow you almost double the value of what you thought you were going to get the camera for. But not in this case. In this case, Godox is bringing you everything into the kit. You get it the first day. When you get your unit, you don't have to problem solve. You know that everything has been tested together and that they're made for each other. And you get the windscreens, you get the cords for your phone, a cord for straight to camera. You get the little magnets that clip on to help you with that. And that is that's a great deal and a great opportunity for people to get started. For mixers, straight into an audio mixer, I would just go with the 1/8" adapter in, as long as you have it. It doesn't have the XLR output, so you could probably get a 1/4" to XLR if you wanted to go that route, or 1/8" to XLR. Yeah, Hans, I'm really excited, and I'm like like I said, I'm kind of a gear guy. I love this stuff, and I'm just really innovation. If you go back to when I started doing this 15 years ago, then and just the innovation of companies like Godox and what they're bringing to us, the consumers and the working people out there, and the prices, and they're helping the market, and just the quality that you're getting. It's a really great time to be a creator, and it's nice to have this kind of company bringing out these products, and thinking of with the filmmaker in mind. So I do appreciate your comment, and it's really awesome that they're doing that. So let's go here. I'm kind of wrapping this up here, guys. I spoke earlier about the production series. Keep a lookout for the production series. If you haven't, we have a bunch of episodes online. Jameson is is a good friend of mine. He's the director and he's the host of this series, and I help out. I film and I capture all the audio on this series too. So you'll see me in there. I pull focus sometimes, and I'm running audio, but a lot of times I'm the guy behind the camera. But I'm hoping to start integrating some of these audio units within the production series in our next few episodes. But there's a lot to learn in there. Jamie does a great job of teaching lighting on set with all the Godox products. And another thing that Godox just has done, to bring filmmaking to the masses. And we're excited to be a part of the program. And the more people that keep tuning in, maybe they'll keep letting us do it. So we're happy to share our work with everybody. We're happy to have Godox support, just us, and support the filmmaking community. But if you can support us, go check out that series. and keep an eye out. Hopefully we'll have some of these audio units with some real actual results, of what you're getting, and some stuff you can actually see and hear. And with that being said, if you're going to be at NAB, I will be at the Godox booth for a couple days during NAB. So come, check out some of the stuff in person if you're there. And we'd love to have you at the booth, and we'll say what's up, and we'll kind of walk through some stuff. So just come say hi, if you want. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. So hope everybody enjoyed, and keep an eye out for some content coming soon.